Hello all. Now I am going to discuss about composite controller modes. So in the last session, earlier session, we have discussed about proportional controller, integral controller and derivative controller individually. But now we are going to discuss the composite controllers. Composite means combination. So first I am going to discuss about P plus I. Okay, next I am going to discuss about P plus D. Later we'll have P plus I plus D. Okay. So here P plus I controller produces an output signal consisting of two terms, that is one proportional to error signal, another one is integral of error signal. So already we know that in a proportional mode P is equal to Kp into E, and integral mode P is equal to 1 by Ti into small e into dt. Actually here we are having the proportional constant Kp, here also we are having the proportional constant Ki, but we have defined reset time in integral controller, so we have to do the analysis in terms of times, right? So that's why I'm considering 1 by Ki instead of Ki. Okay, now P plus I controller means we have to combine these two. Okay, so P plus I combinedly I'm writing the output that as a P. Okay, so which is equals to Kp into E plus 1 by Ti into integration of E into D. But for our easy analysis, I am writing here Kp into E plus Kp by Ti into integration of E into D. So extra I have added the proportional constant Kp here because it is a constant, it won't affect the response here. It is always a constant term. Okay, so why we are adding this Kp extra for the second term means for easy analysis. Okay, so here P of S in Laplace transformation, it can be written as Kp into E of S plus Kp by Ti, next E of S by S. Okay, so here P of S is equals to, I am taking Kp common. Okay, next E of S also common. I will get 1 plus 1 by Ti into S into E of S. Okay, so this can be represented in diagrammatic point of view, block diagrammatic point of view like this. So this is input, and here inside I am having Kp into 1 plus 1 by Ti into S. That is, I am having both proportional constant and also proportional error and also the integral error. Okay, so now I am going to discuss about what is the effect on transient response and steady state response. Okay, so actually here, so what is the effect on transient response? So first I am consider the error signal as sin omega t. Okay, if we consider the error signal as sin omega t, we can analyze the response, transient response. Okay, so here I am going to substitute this error in this equation. P is equal to Kp into this, consider it as a equation 1. In equation 1 I am substituting. Okay, so this is the equation 1. Okay, so P is equals to Kp into sin omega t plus Kp by Ti into sin omega t into dt. Okay, so here we have to do the integration. P is equal to Kp into sin omega t plus sin integration is minus cos theta. Okay, so here minus Kp by Ti into cos omega t by omega. So P is equals to, here this is in the form of a sin omega t plus b cos omega t. Okay, and whose expansion is equal to square root of a square plus b square, kp whole square, kp by ti whole square. So I'll get positive only after doing the whole square. So square root of a square plus b square into sine omega t minus tan inverse b by a. Tan inverse b by a, kp by ti by kp. Kp will get cancelled. So I will get this one also come under here. Okay. So here I will get sine omega t minus theta. Here theta is nothing but tan inverse b by a. Tan inverse b is nothing but kp by omega ti by kp. Okay. So here p plus I controller reduces the error to 0, because already we know that the integral controller having the ESS is equal to 0. In the earlier session we have discussed it. So if we combine the proportional controller plus integral controller, we'll get the ESS equal to 0. But it is not reducing the response time. Lagging angle, because lagging angle is added. Lagging angle is added for the total response. Means the response time is increasing. The response time is increasing for the whole system. So here the P plus I controller is same as, or I can say that the example of electronic PI controller can be drawn in a block diagrammatic point of view. It can be realized. Okay, realization I am drawing here. It can be realized by adding an operational amplifier integrator with a followed by this sign changer, that is nothing but inverter. So this is nothing but integrator R1. Here I am giving the input R2 C2 R2 C2, and here it is inverter, and this is integrator. Or I can say that it is a lag compensator. Why I am saying it is a lag compensator means here the lagging angle is added to the system. That's why here it is a lag compensator. Next I am having the inverter. Inverter is nothing but a sign changer, which is having resistor R output. This is nothing but P or V out. Okay. So here I am considering it as VE, voltage error signal. So I am considering it as a VE, and output V output or VP we can consider. V out or VP. Okay. So this is a lag compensator followed by the inverter. This is nothing but the realization of P plus I controller. So here I am, okay, first I will draw again this diagram, because from this diagram we are applying the nodal analysis. From that nodal analysis we are going to derive some constants. This is nothing but VE. This is R1, and here the signal I am considering it as V1 voltage, and this is ground. This is plus minus R2 C2 R R plus minus V out. Okay, from here we got minus V out. Because of this inverter sign changer, I get plus V out. Input is VE, and the voltage existing here is known as a V1. Now I am applying the nodal analysis. Okay, VE minus V1 by R1. VE minus V1 by R1 is equals to V1 minus V out, V1 minus V out divided by here R2 plus C2. These two are connected in series. Okay, whose reactance? C2, the capacitance whose reactance is nothing but 1 by CS. Okay, now these two are connected in series. This one plus this one, R2 plus C2. Okay, R2 plus 1 by CS. So this can be written as R2CS plus 1 by CS. Okay, here V1 is nothing but virtual ground, because here what is the voltage we are having at this node, the same voltage will exist here. That's why it is known as a virtual ground. Actually this is uh, the voltage will present, but according to the principle of virtuality ground, here this voltage, it will be equal to 0. So here V1 is equal to virtual ground. So these two voltages are equal, this one and this one. Okay, so now minus V out is equals to, so V1 is virtual ground, so V1 is equal to 0. I am substituting V1 is equal to 0 here, and after cross multiplication I got minus V out is equals to VE into 1 plus R2 CS divided by R1 into CS. Okay, so now do the simplification. Minus V out is equals to VE divided by R1 CS plus VE into R2 into CS divided by R1 into C into S. So this CS will get cancelled. So here V out is equals to R2 by R1 into VE. From here R2 by R1 into VE plus here I am multiplying and dividing with R2. Okay, such that I'll get R2 by R1 into 1 by R2 C. Okay, and I am having 1 by S. Okay, so now I am converting the S domain to T domain. If we are having T domain to S domain, if we are having the integration in T domain, it will be converted as 1 by S. If I am having the differentiation in T domain, it will be converted into S. Okay, now 1 by S into the time domain, then we will have integration. So 1 by R2 into C into integration VE into dt. Okay, S domain to time domain I am converting. Now the output voltage is equals to, so P is equals to, here after this minus V out is passing through the inverter. If minus V out is passing through the inverter, we will get plus V out. Okay, now I am writing this as a P. Okay, now I am writing P. P means minus V out is becoming plus V out. So P is equal to V out is equals to, this R2 by R1 is known as a KP. Kp is equals to R2 by R1. Okay, Kp into VE or error voltage plus Kp into 1 by R2 into C is nothing but 1 by Ti integration VE into dt. Okay, and this is a final signal we got, and this can be written as P is equals to Kp into E of t. E of t is nothing but here VE, and 1 by Ti is nothing but 1 by R2 into C, the time constant. Always time constant is mentioned in a RC. So Kp into E of t plus Kp by Ti integration of E of t dt. Right? We are having proportional constant or proportional error and also the integration of error. Okay? So here it is capable of improving the steady state response characteristics only. The integral controller eliminates the offset of proportional controller. In the proportional controller, see, in the proportional controller we are having offset error. But what about transient response? Transient response is fast in proportional. In integral, we are having ESS 0. But what about transient response? It is slow. We are combining these two. These two means there is a change in transient response. And what about the steady state response? If I combine the, here it is offering error, but it is not offering any error. It is removing the error. Okay. So this error also will be removed because of this integral error. So if I do the combination, if I do the combination controller, okay, the analysis results that the steady state error will be 0. But what about the transient response? Transient response here, it is saying that there is a improvement in only the steady state response. The integral controller eliminates the offset error that is due to the proportional controller. The integral controller eliminates the error that is due to the proportional controller. What about the transient response? For the sinusoidal input, the phase of the controller output lags by the angle theta, that theta is equal to tan inverse 1 by omega Ti. That is already we got here. In the starting, we are having sin omega t minus theta, where theta is nothing but tan inverse 1 by omega Ti. This is nothing but minus angle we are having means, it means the system is having the response laggingly. Lagging response is provided by the controller. Okay. So lagging response is providing means it won't respond to the input in a fast manner. The response time is slow. Okay. So if I add P plus I controller, what we can say that there is only improvement in the steady state response, but there is no improvement in the transient response. Okay. So in terms of filtering property, just note down the points. In terms of filtering property, it is a low pass filter, and also second point, it increases the rise time. Okay. Next, it reduces the bandwidth, and it also reduces the zeta. Next, it reduces the stability of the system. Okay. So these are the points you have to keep in mind for the P plus I controller. Okay. So how it is acting as a low pass filter, how it reduces the stability of a system will be discussed when we are discussing the compensators. Okay, so this is about a P plus I controller. Thank you.